Hello world, it's Dave again, and this is going to be something I swore I would never do. I've always thought when I created my YouTube channel that I would make it very, very specifically focused in terms of what I would talk about whenever I would make a video, and I had done that, and I always had a particular topic, but I've realized now that just being here long enough and doing enough things that there isn't so much that's always new for me that I don't want to stop making videos, and if I'm going to keep making them, I just kind of have to talk about the state of my life and kind of, a few random things going on in it. It's hard to say that some specific, like profound revelation has occurred. It's just kind of my life. So I've broken down, and I'm creating this in kind of the form of a video blog. Oh God. But whatever, I'm making videos, it's fun. So what's some interesting things that have happened in my life recently I can just talk about? Well, I'm reading a crazy book right now, and it's really, really interesting because I write myself, and I think about, the way in which I should write and how to keep it entertaining, and how complexity is a major issue, because you don't want to make something overly complex. You want to make it complex enough that it's interesting, it captures your reader's attention, but not that you ever slow them down. And I guess I've almost been a little bit of paranoid in my writing to have this happen to me, where I've been reading this book recently, and it showed me that if done well, you can write in any way, shape, or form. Because in this book that I'm reading, it's like I would say that it's marvelously complex. It's complex in a way that I didn't know somebody would actually purposely write a book. I might think if I looked at a draft of someone's writing and it looked this complex, I'd say, oh man, you gotta, maybe add a few more sentences in there as opposed to like have your sentence go on forever and everything like that. But I realized as I read it that it was so purposely done that it was just a really, really interesting style. And I then did a little more research on this author, and this is this guy's 29th book. And I thought, I get it. I more and more get why it's written like this. It's because when you reach your 29th book, some people may not evolve their style, but a lot of authors will. And when you reach your 29th book, you're going to feel compelled to do something a little different. And if you're a master of writing concise, succinct writing, then you think to yourself, well, why don't I make this a little more crazy, a little more complex? I'm established, I have nothing to prove, and if I want to write a 9-line, 100-word sentence, I'm going to do that. And he did. I actually highlighted it in my e-reader. I was like, is that 9 lines? I read it 3 times to make sure I had identified that correctly, and I was right. It's freaking 9 lines in one sentence, and he doesn't care. He's just like, what, you're going to tell me I'm a bad writer? I have 28 other successful books, and if I want to write like this, I can. And that was inspiring to me because I realized, write with the style that you want if you've done it correctly, and it's going to work, because I've really enjoyed it. And I enjoy it as a sort of a challenge as well, where so many things these days, they moved towards mass consumerism. Easier is better. And I find that for anybody who appreciates a challenge, that's a dilution of the product. That, be it a game that you play or a food that you enjoy, sometimes it being a little less accessible is more interesting to you. You don't want it to appeal to everyone. You want it to appeal to you. And so I'm really enjoying that as a challenge. There was one sentence where it had, like, I think I almost had to dictionary every single word in the sentence. You would describe this book as advanced, and that's a good thing. Do you want to sit down to it every single day? No. But I thought for what I was interested in currently, it really, really fit, and I've really, really enjoyed it. So I'm going to do a full-on book review. When I finish it, I do those on my channel as well. But I just wanted to ramble about it, because it's been such an influence on me recently, and something that I've really, really enjoyed, and is so different compared to a lot of what surrounds us these days. So that's that. That's my thought kind of on the reading I've been doing. I can talk a little bit, ramble a bit about classes. They're really, really good right now. I've got you know, they're sparse. In March, I think I've got something like, it would add up to almost 2 weeks of classes, roughly, maybe even a few less days than that, and then I get a huge break, which is awesome. It's around this time I'm a little bit nervous. I got to re-sign a contract, so I'll be making a video. That'll be very specific to say whether I've gotten a new contract for this following year, which I really want. I think it's in their interest that they would re-sign me because it's easier. I'm here. I'm near these schools. Why wouldn't you re-sign me, you bastards? So that's an update I'll give soon too. And I'm hoping to hear from them. If I don't hear from them in the next week or so, I'm definitely going to give them a call. I'm going to see what's up, figure it out. So that's good. Classes aren't terribly complex either. They're mostly review. A lot of the students are doing exams right now, so things are pretty easy in that respect. I could talk about my physical health, which is a big thing for me since I've been out here. I've tried to, make Japan about personal creative projects, and one of those I've always considered my physical health and development, something that's very near and dear to my heart, so I can share with the world the idea that I've been doing. I was trying to figure out when I got here, I lost a lot of weight. I had this big long relationship where I got comfortable and fat, and then I took, it ended, heart was ripped out of my chest, all that good stuff, and I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I was at 250 pounds, and it took me a long time, but with a great deal of determination, I brought my weight back down to 185 pounds. Yay me. And since then, I've just been trying to develop my strength and kind of do a bodybuilding sort of thing surrounding it. I've had an active life, and so I wanted to really focus on this. And when I did that, when I started to work on it, I noticed that I just couldn't put on more muscle mass. I would kind of sit down there at about 185, 190, and then the more and more and more that I looked into it, it was suggested by a number of different sources that I didn't have enough of a calorie surplus. And one of the things that you can do, not everybody agrees with this method. You could argue until you can't breathe anymore, but I wanted to try it for myself personally. And the method is that you would go on what is called a bulk. And what you do on a bulk is you eat and eat and eat, and you work out really, really hard, but by guaranteeing that you're in a calorie surplus, that your body is getting enough macronutrients to be able to put on muscle. Of course, you're going to put on weight because you're in this huge surplus, but then you do so for an extended period of time. You bulk and bulk and bulk. And then after that period of time, you go into a cutting stage where you then kind of shave, you shave off the fat that you've put on, and hopefully it will reveal the amount of muscle that you've been able to synthesize in that period of time. Although it will be a far less of a percentage than the actual fat weight that you put on, especially because the version that I went with was a dirty bulk. So you're eating whatever you want. It's not as regimented. I think when I bulk next time, I'll probably do a clean bulk. It won't be quite as much calories. It'll be slightly healthier food, and I won't gain muscle mass quite as quick, but I won't have so much fat to lose as I come back down. Excuse me. So where has this left me? I was going to bulk for 6 months, and a lot of people again would say, not long enough, not long enough. You need to go for longer if you're going to bulk. You're stupid. But I don't care because I'm doing it for myself. I'm measuring my results. I gained a lot of strength. I gained obviously a lot of size. I'd gone back up to 235 pounds, and I cut it short. I got to 235 pounds up from the 185, way, way stronger at this point. And I thought to myself, I want to lose weight. I was like, you know what? I feel like if I regiment my eating, that I should be able to get down to my goals, which is 200 or 190. I feel like I should have put on between 5 to 10 pounds of muscle in that 5 months, and will continue to gain as I do my cut because I have so much fat stores now that I can work out like a demon, have nearly a calorie deficit, and still be putting on muscle while losing weight. The magic thing that you can do where you lose weight and gain muscle at the same time. I think I'm capable of this. Other people may say I'm not, but I seem to be having success with it. So I've started my cut a month early, and I've got this incredible program called MyFitnessPal, where I used to spend hours before to create a graph, and not a graph, but a spreadsheet with all my food information, and the detail of the information was quite low. It was the amount of food that I had. It was individual food items, the calories, and protein. Whereas with MyFitnessPal.com, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it, you can create your own foods with all the health information. It has a huge database of foods. You can track from your protein to your calories to your fats to everything. And so I'm using that now to track my cutting that I'm doing. I do 2,200 calories a day, a split between 40% carbs, 40% protein, a little bonus on the protein actually because I'm cutting, and 20% fat. And it's going great. I've only been doing it for about 7 days now that I started, and I'm down 5 pounds. And I knew that I was going to rush down immediately, because I think I have so much almost food weight to lose that you're not even losing so much your weight to begin with. Maybe I've actually lost 2 pounds of fat, but you have you're more regular, you're a little healthier, and you come down very quickly. Whereas that's going to stop, and I think go into a more standard 2 pounds per week kind of thing in the following months. So that's been going really good. I guess I could share that and be really excited about it because it's going really well. It was quite a head game, for a lot of people who are smaller. It's hell to put on weight, and they would do anything but lose weight. They don't want to lose weight because they're already fairly small, so all they want to do is gain. Whereas I think when you're a bigger guy and you're trying to get in shape, like myself, I'm 6'2", and I could go near 300 pounds if I wanted to, pretty damn easy if I ate poorly. I hate, and I think a lot of people like myself might hate, gaining weight. And so for me to go from 185 back up to 230 again was a big accomplishment for me, to be comfortable putting on that weight again, to know that I'm in control of this weight gain, and I will be in control of it coming off of that when I go to get lean and ripped, So a big mental accomplishment, I think, to be comfortable with myself, to put on that weight again and know that it was according to a plan, and now it's going back down again according to my plan. I am in control, and it's going really well. Stronger, I've got, I was benching in the gym. These are, for the uninitiated, they'd be pretty impressive numbers. For people who've been working out for years, they're not that impressive, but I don't care. Again, it's all very personal, your fitness goals. And so I'm benching 78 kilograms, which I was looking up. That's like 171 pounds, and that's great for me. That's a personal best. So that's really exciting. I was just doing that today. My arms have gotten along a lot stronger. I'm up to 18 kilograms decline curls, so you're leaning back doing them like this, and that's incredibly challenging when you're leaning back like that. And that's up to 18 kilograms, basically 40 pounds on each arm that I'm doing. And that's while I'm cutting. So, I'm gaining strength like I thought I would, and I'm losing the fat stores that I have on my body. So it's going really well. The gym's a big focus for myself right now, and it's going really, really well. Really excited for a party I got up and coming. It's great. They got sometime the guys only party at the schools, and so I'm going to go out with a bunch of the guys from school. We're going to get all liquored up. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to practice Japanese, not really understand a lot of what is said, but it is this is, talking about some of your experience in Japan. If you don't speak perfect Japanese, it's really, really cool to be a fly on the wall. I know that I don't necessarily understand everything that's said. I might understand every sixth word, but I really enjoy, just from body language and people interacting as I'm getting liquored, I like watching people, and it's interesting to see, people having a good time with each other. Even if you don't understand, you can kind of feel the mood of the evening, and that will improve, of course, as I continue to learn the language and stuff. But the last time we did this, it was a great time. Everybody was really inclusive of me, and they appreciate that I go out as well, that I make the effort. They know, anybody would know that if somebody came to me from Japan and Canada and they didn't speak the language that well, and I said, do you want to go out? And they said, yeah, I do. And I knew that they didn't speak the language. I'd be like, that's really cool. They're making an effort, even though it might not equal, be super comfortable for them. Fair enough. I have a few courage beers before I go out, so it helps a little bit. but a great time. It's something I'm looking forward to, and that's going to basically happen almost that. Then I got 3 days of school, and I'm off on 2 weeks break, which is going to be great for my cutting because I can be so regimented when I cut. I also save a lot of money when I'm cutting because my meal plan's very concise, very organized. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. This movie, this is going to be the random ramble. I think I might call it that, the random ramble, because I'm just talking about whatever. What other things right now? Like I said, I'm writing. I just did a fantastic section of my book I'm really, really proud of. It came out really well. Hopefully this week, or, do or do not. This week I will write more, maybe even tonight. No, I will tonight. So that's going really well. I'm up to 14,000 words of the book. It should be around 100,000 word book, so lots to go, but creeping closer to a third of the way is really, really exciting for me. And every 100 words that comes out feels like a great accomplishment. I had this is mundane. I've had trouble in my shoulder. I used to row when I was younger, and I rowed on one side of the boat when I was in high school. And so, of course, you develop a muscle imbalance from that. And it's kind of plagued me in the gym. I don't have a shoulder impingement, which a lot of people get from an imbalance, but I've got like a mild shoulder impingement. And I've been looking up and educating myself on the different rehab exercises you can do. And proud to say that through regular attempts at these rehab exercises and self-education, I'm having some progress. So I'm getting healthier. That's really good. Time's clicking onwards here towards the summer, which is great because I'm going to go home to Canada. I'm going to see my family. I'm going to see my family. I'm going to see my brother's kids, which is great. My middle brother has 2 children. My eldest brother has 1 child on the way. And it's always great to see them, to see the clowns. They're clowns. It is literally like watching my middle brother grow up again, to watch his eldest son grow older. Ewan, their second son, is Quinn. It's really good to see them grow up. So it's very, very exciting. More things from Japan. Japanese is very hard. You try and learn this language. I think any language, especially if it's your first, because it's my first language, is very difficult. And tonight I will work on it. I'll make an effort to do so. Especially because I did such a horrible effort last week. And when my Japanese teacher came over, I was really shitting the bed. It was so bad. It was like I had questions about the last lesson that we had, the most recent, that was preventing me from doing the new stuff, which wasn't even that new. It was like review. But she's such a kind soul that she doesn't care, and she just continues to educate and bring me dinner every week, When somebody brings you dinner every week and gives you almost free lessons, you feel really bad when you skimp on your homework, And I want to learn the language. But alas, only human. What is maybe a final detail, final cool thing? I guess with this ramble, I should put, what have I been listening to pass the time? A lot of meditation stuff. I do a dream log. I should actually do my other dream log for the channel. I'm going to put a couple songs down below, some really cool songs I've been listening to recently. One of them is called, Global Concepts. Kind of funky, kind of cool. That'll be down in the description below. And what's one other one that I can put down there? Smiles Don't Lie. It's a great song. Very, very chill. Hip-hop. Really entertaining stuff. So that's that. I figure if I ramble here for 20 minutes, that's enough of a video, right? I appreciate you checking out my life, what I'm doing here. More progress in the future to come, more weight loss, more muscle gain, more healthy eating, more learning Japanese, more the life with Dave. Alright, so if you enjoy this, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate that. And like I like to say, until we meet again next time, world, thanks for tripping with Dave. Ciao for now. Peace.